Hi everyone. I stepped out to take a walk in the near woods and I spotted something. Do you spot it too? Look very carefully. Oh my goodness. You know what this is? This is a beautiful turtle, isn't it? Do you know what kind it is? It's our state reptile, the eastern box turtle. And this little one is taking a little hike around the near woods. I can tell by the color of its eyes that it is a boy. Boy turtles, eastern box turtles, have those kind of orangey colored eyes. It's a little hard to see. Oh, and he's closing up. We'll talk more about him in a little bit, but I've got a special story I'm going to read to you that is an old tale. I think you'll like it. Be back in a minute. Hi everybody. We saw the turtle a little bit ago and I thought I would tell you a special story that's a favorite of mine. I've got a little whistle here I made out of clay. This is a little clay flute that I made in the art room at school, and it's a turtle. It has a really nice sound. Maybe it'll draw some of these birds in and let them sing for us. Well, the turtle is a pretty amazing creature, and I have a turtle shell that I found a long time ago, not here in the near woods, but on a hike, and you can see what it looks like when all the scutes are off. You can see all the little lines and cracks. And this story that I'm about to tell you is an old story that's been passed down through time, just like stories have been for thousands of years, through families and through time. And now more recently, in modern times, we learn to write our words down and we publish books and we can share our stories through books and now also with videos. But this story, I've got two versions of it here, is the story of how Turtle's shell got cracked, how his back was cracked. One version I have is retold by Gail Ross, who's Cherokee Indian, and she had paintings done by Merv Jacob that are really beautiful. So if you get a chance to check this one out of the library, I would. This is also a favorite version of it, and it's called Kanahena. It's the same story, just told a little differently by Susan Roth, who's an artist and an author. Well, this story takes place long ago, back when the animals could talk. Did you know they could talk back then? They talk still. If we listen closely, we can understand what they're trying to say to us and tell us. Not with actual words, but with their actions and the things that they do. Well, Turtle had a friend. His friend was Possum. And Possum, you know, they're very good climbers. Turtle's not so great at climbing. Well, Possum and Turtle went out one fall looking for persimmons to eat. Persimmons grow on a tree. There's one that grows near James K. Polk Historic Site here in Pineville. And in the fall, the persimmons turn this golden orange color. It's so beautiful. And at that time, when they hit that perfect point of ripeness, they're juicy and sweet. Well, Turtle and Possum were hungry for some persimmons, so they went out walking together. And Possum and Turtle spied the persimmon tree. Possum climbed up the tree and he said, "Friend, I'll throw those persimmons down for you." So he plucked a persimmon. Oh, it looked so good. He wanted to eat it himself, but he was very generous and kind. So he tossed it down to his friend Turtle. And Turtle stretched out his neck, opened his mouth, closed his eyes as his mouth opened, and caught that persimmon, and it was juicy and good. Oh, that was so good, Possum. Please send me another down. Possum ate one, tossed one down to Turtle, and they went on this way for a while, being friends, helping each other out, and enjoying their persimmons. Well, someone came along and noticed what was happening. It was Wolf, and Wolf hid behind a tree. Wolf was what we call greedy. Do you know what that means? It means you want it all for yourself. Wolf saw what was happening, and he hid, and the next time that Possum threw down a persimmon, Wolf jumped up, grabbed the persimmon in mid-air, and hid behind the tree quickly and ate the persimmon. Well, there was Turtle sitting there on the ground with his neck stretched out and his mouth wide open, waiting for that persimmon to fall. No persimmon. He stamped his little foot. Well, Possum, you must have missed. Throw me another. Possum tossed down another. The same thing happened. He stretched out his neck. He closed his eyes. He reached for that persimmon. He just knew it was coming, but nothing, because Wolf had jumped out and grabbed that persimmon again. Well, Possum noticed what was happening, and this time Turtle was getting kind of angry. Possum, throw me a persimmon. I really think you should share. Possum reached up and he found the biggest persimmon of all. And he threw that persimmon down as hard as he could throw. Wolf jumped up in the air, leaped and caught it. But you know what happened? This time, he choked on that big persimmon. And he fell, boom, right down onto the ground. Well, Turtle opened his eyes. He saw Wolf laying in front of him, and he thought, oh, my goodness, what has happened? And then he said, oh, I am Turtle the Mighty Hunter. I have killed that bad wolf. And he reached out with his knife and he cut off Wolf's ears. Back a long time ago, if you hunted, you used every part of the animal. And I've heard that it is kind of a custom to take a tribute from an animal, something from when you have an enemy and you want to show that you have conquered them. It's like a tribute you take, kind of like a souvenir. Well, he took those ears and he tied them onto sticks with leather, and he tucked them in his belt, and he said, ha, now I have spoons to eat with. I will see you later, Possum. I'm going to go visit some friends. Well, he walked along, and some friends called out, Turtle, Turtle, come join us. We have a fresh pot of cornmeal soup. It's like if you've ever eaten, boys and girls, grits, it's kind of like grits in a way. Kind of like oatmeal or something like that. It's like a cornmeal mush. It's pretty good if you add honey and different things to it, butter, cheese. Well, they always invited people to eat. They were very nice neighbors a long time ago. If you had something, you shared it with your community. Well, Turtle said, I think I will. I'll come have some of your kanahena. That's what they called the cornmeal mush. Well, he sat down and they offered him the bowl, and he said, oh, no thank you, I've got my own spoons. And he pulled out those wolf ear spoons and began eating. I know, would you eat with wolf ear spoons? I don't think I would either, but Turtle did. And everybody was amazed to see the wolf ear spoons. They thought, Turtle, he must be a mighty hunter to eat with wolf ear spoons. Well, he went on throughout the neighborhood, visiting neighbor after neighbor, and everyone invited him to eat, and he would pull out his wolf ear spoons and eat, and everybody pretty soon was talking about Turtle, the mighty hunter, who had wolf ear spoons to eat with. Well, you know what happens when there's unusual news going around. It travels fast, and pretty soon someone heard that news about Turtle and his wolf-ear spoons. You guessed it, the other wolves. They heard that Turtle had their brother's wolf ears for spoons, and they got furious. That means very angry. Arr, arr, we must seek out this Turtle. He is bad to harm our brother. They went looking, and pretty soon they found Turtle, because as we know, turtles move pretty slowly. Well, Turtle had to think fast, because these wolves were angry. They circled around him, growling and snarling and snapping, and said, "You must pay, Turtle. You must pay for hurting our brother wolf." Well, Turtle said, I don't have any money. "Well, we will. We will roast you in a fire. We will roast you in a fire, and you will die, Turtle." Turtle just laughed and laughed. The wolves were shocked that he was laughing. He said, "Go ahead. I'll stamp your fire out with my feet." "Well, what are we going to do?" said the wolves. "What are we going to do?" "Well, we know what we will do. Then we will boil you in a pot of water on our fire. We will boil you to pieces." Turtle just laughed. Y'all, he just laughed and laughed. I dare you. Go ahead. I'll kick your pot all to pieces." We're mad. We're mad," said the wolves. "What are we going to do? What are we going to do?" Well, then one of the wolves said, "I know, Turtle. We will throw you into the river, the deepest part of the river where you will drown." "No," said Turtle. "No, no, not the river. Anything but the river. Please, not the river. Do anything but the river." Well, with that, they grabbed Turtle up and threw him, and he went spinning end over end, right into the water. He should have been okay. I think some of you have already guessed why. But as he flew end over end, he landed on his back in the river, right on top of a rock. And his shell broke into pieces. He felt his shell kind of shifting and moving on his back, and it was painful, but he swam across to the other side. And he healed himself by singing a medicine song. "Good way woo, good way woo, I have sewn myself together, I have sewn myself together." And with that, Turtle managed to get away from the wolves. You know how he did it. He did it by thinking, by using his imagination, by using his power of smart thinking, because he kind of tricked the wolves, didn't he? We know turtles are good swimmers, and that's exactly what he wanted. He would have died in the fire. He would have died in the cook pot. But when he laughed at them and said, "Go ahead," it tricked them. And then when they finally thought of something that could be an escape for him, then he pretended to not want to do it. And so he was pretty smart. Now there's a lesson or two we can learn. One lesson is to use your smarts when you're in trouble and in a bad situation. Use your thinking skills to help your way out of it. Stay calm and think through things carefully. Well, the other thing is, how about Wolf? Was Wolf kind of greedy? Yes, he was. He wanted those persimmons, but instead of just asking, "Hey, would you share your persimmons?" he just grabbed them and stole them. There's a belted kingfisher landing to hear our story. Well, he was greedy. Don't be greedy. always ask, share, take turns and share like Turtle and Possum were doing. They were getting along great before the wolf came along, and they would have shared. Well, that's the story of how Turtle broke his back. And from this day forward, if you look at a turtle shell, like the one we are going to look at one more time, you'll see those little sections or cracks upon his back. Isn't that amazing? And that is the story of how Turtle cracked his back. I hope you enjoyed that story as much as I did telling it. It's one of my favorites. Let's take a closer look at this little fellow before we leave him to go on his way. He lives in a very small area. Turtles live in just a little territory. It's their home space. And we never take them out of it because it can really stress them. They will spend maybe the rest of their life looking for their home because it's like in their heart. It's part of them and where they want to be. So if you see a turtle, look at him, learn from him, enjoy him, but don't take him out of his territory. He has a top shell called a plastron, and, a carapace, and a bottom shell called a plastron, and they're hinged so it can close up. He can tuck his head right in to protect himself. That's his best defense. On his shell, you'll notice those different little scoots. They are separate little plates, and it's a tradition that he carries the moons on his back. You know, there are 12 months in a year, and each month there's a beautiful full moon. Well, once in a year, there's an extra full moon. It's a 13th moon, and it's said that Turtle carries 13 moons on his back. Let's see if we can count and find them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. He's got 13 moons on his back. Well, we'll let him go on his way. Remember, enjoy nature, take care of it, but leave it for others to enjoy. And we'll see you next time. I want to show you somebody's been watching all this time. Look. Right there. There's creatures everywhere if you just keep your eyes open. Goodbye.